Lions TV, this is your preview show. We are looking ahead to Saturday's fixture. I don't even need to tell you, but I will. We are away to Crystal Palace in the 5th round of the FA Cup, a South London derby and a place in the quarter-final at stake. As always, let's kick off the show by taking a look at the 11 that Alex Neil might pick to start the match. Okay, so actually scrap that. Before we get into that, this is going to be more of an extended video. There is plenty to talk about, starting out with it is live on BBC One. I think it's a 12:30 kickoff. It is sold out to Millwall fans. 3,781 tickets, I believe, officially. Wink, wink. And also, Michael Oliver is the referee, and VAR will be in use. The VAR thing, a lot of people are going, oh, fucking VAR. No. I think VAR will work in our favour. Over the last few years in the Championship, the borderline GBH we've seen performed on Jake Cooper, and recently as well, Japhet Tanganga, when they come up for set pieces and corners, see it so many times, them wrestled to the floor by 2 or 3 players, and the opposition team getting a free kick in their favour. So, for me, I only think that'll be a good thing with VAR. It will be a bit strange. Obviously, if you score, you can't fully celebrate. Not that I always do anyway. The first thing I always do is look straight at the linesman. But yeah, that's just a couple of things to throw into the mix. VAR and Michael Oliver is the referee. And of course, the game has to be settled on the day. So extra time and penalties if necessary. I don't think it will go as far as penalties, and I'll get into that in a little while. And hopefully it doesn't, because looking at our penalties taken over the last couple of weeks, we haven't had a penalty all season. And then Connolly misses one at Luton, and of course Coburn misses one most recently at Derby. So let's get in to Alex Neil, starting 11. What will he do? So players that will be available to Alex Neil and who won't be available. Joe Bryan limped off away at Derby and is in contention. That's what it says on the news at Den, to play in this game. I think they'll be pushing to get him fit. Zach Sturge looked very capable when he come on against Derby, but I think the gaffer will want to go with as much experience as possible. So I think Joe Bryan will be fit for us. Cup tied is Tristan Kramer. Of course, he played for Exeter earlier in the competition, as did Aaron Connolly for Sunderland. And Benicio Baker is also cup tied, having played for Port Vale. However, he wasn't in the under-21s yesterday. And he hasn't been in the first team squad at all. So I'm not sure whether he is injured as well. I'm not so sure on that one. But Zach Lovelace, Macaulay Langstaff, they're also both injured. And of course, Danny McNamara and Ryan Leonard are the long-term injuries. Other than that, he's got everyone to choose from, and he's got some difficult decisions to make. This is the team that I think he might go with. This is the team I think he might go with, and I'll explain it after. Liam Roberts in goal, Wes Harding at right back, Joe Bryan left back, Jaff and Coops, the central defence pairing. Then I've got a feeling he might go with Billy Mitchell, Casper Denor and George Saville in the centre of the midfield to make us a little bit more defensive in that area. And then I think he'll go with Femi Aziz on the left, Camille Nesley on the right, and up front, I think he's going to drop the big sub out, and I think he'll go with Josh Coburn. Let me explain those decisions to you. And I think that's a very, very capable side, by the way. The goalkeeper, he played away at Portsmouth. He played really well, but he played at Portsmouth because Lucas Jensen was injured, and Lucas Jensen is clearly, for whatever reason, the first choice. Not that he's a bad goalkeeper, but for me, Liam Roberts looks much the more capable cat. But Jensen was fit for the Leeds game. However, Roberts played. So I'm not sure if Roberts is going to get the cup run. It would make sense that that's going to happen again if it happened in the last round. And on top of that, the performance he put in against Leeds surely means that he's going to start this game. And if we are going to win this game, which we're going to cover in a minute in another section, we need the goalkeeper to perform without an absolute doubt. Let's be realistic. So I think it will go Roberts. Wes Harding played, I think, 60 or 70 minutes the other day for the under-21s and then was taken off. So I'm assuming Wes Harding, again, based on the Leeds game as well, will come in at right back. And I thought he played really well at Leeds. But it's worrying me a little bit, obviously, with their forward threats and their England internationals in the side coming forward. Wes Harding could get a little bit exposed, but hopefully he will step up to the fold. As I've covered, Joe Bryan at left back, no surprises in the centre of defence. Centre of midfield, Cundall's not really been at it for me, and he's tried him in a 10 when he played really well in his debut. But since his debut, he's tailed off, and he's been a little bit anonymous. He's quite slight as well. He's very little, isn't he? And I'm not knocking Cundall. I'm sure he's going to be a fantastic player for us in time. He'll probably go and score the winner now tomorrow. But Gaffer's tried him on the left-hand side as well, away at Preston, and I feel like he's moving him about to get him in the side. I like Billy Mitchell. It's no secret. A lot of you know that I like him and that you don't like him. But I feel that when he is in the team, he retains the ball very, very well. And that never used to really matter because we had such bad players on the football that even if you would keep it, he'd give it to the next person, they'd just give it away. I don't feel that's the case anymore. I feel we've got better players and we've improved as a squad. So his ability to keep the football, and we'll need to try and keep it as much as we possibly can, even though we will have an incredible amount of time out of possession, we need to try and keep it for as long as possible. And I think with him, Kasper and Savs all joining in, all clubbing together, and then occasionally one of them making those runs forward, it will give us a little bit more structure, a little bit more stronger. Again, coming up against another England international in Walton, I think that could be the way to go. He might play Cundall. I might be wrong on that one, but I think he's going to try and be a little bit more... You can't win, can you? He said in his preview, I think, with the club that he's going to try and attack the game. But it's going to be very, very difficult. So I think we need to be realistic. I think we can attack the game, but we need to be composed and compact in the midfield because they will try and play through the lines, keep the ball away from the back four of the goalkeeper as much as possible. The two wide men are picking themselves at the minute. Initially needs a little bit of practice on his corners, but I like him and he's growing into it, and I think at some point he's going to explode. Hopefully that is Saturday. Femi Aziz will continue on the left. I'm sure he's been our sort of standout player over the recent weeks, and he's really coming to the forefront of things for us. And up front, I think he's going to go with Coburn. And going back to what I said after the Preston game, it just sticks better with Coburn. Yes, they're both big, tall centre forwards that like to get on the end of things, but that's what she said. But I just feel that when Coburn comes on, the Serb's got moments of magic, and as we've seen, he can score with his head, free kicks, fucking running the ball through the midfield, volleys, long ranges, short ranges. But Coburn just plays that role better. If we can get the ball up to Coburn, we can get it to stick. You can get the midfield getting in behind him and joining in and try and keep us up that end of the pitch as much as possible. I've just said what I've said to myself. It sounds like I'm talking us down. I'm not. I just want us to have the best opportunity to win the game. So I think he'll go with Coburn, which will be harsh on the big Serb, but needs must, and in this instance, I think Coburn will be definitely the way to go. Let's move on to our opposition. As I've already mentioned, it's Crystal Palace. Our South London neighbours, only 8 miles separates us and Palace. Believe me, I know, because I drove it the other day whilst filming a video that I'll put, if you haven't already, I'll link it in at the end. Just a little bit of a taster and a teaser ahead to Saturday. Not that you need much encouragement. Palace are managed by Oliver Glasner. The Austrian came to England after 2 successful managerial spells in Germany, and he has got the Nigels playing because they currently sit 12th in the division. I know it's not league table based, but we've got to look at their recent form, and I think this will play into it. They're 17 points clear of the relegation zone. They're never going down. I think it's between, who is it, Ipswich, Southampton, and one other. Is it Wolves? I think they're well adrift anyway. So Palace are definitely on the up. They're performing really well as a team at the minute under Glasner. They're nowhere near the relegation zone, like I said, so they can afford to go as strong as possible because the cup really is all they can get. It's not out there reach the European places mathematically, but let's be honest, probably a bit of a stretch for them as well as they are playing. In their last 5 games, Palace have lost only once, and that was at home to Everton. As you can see, really good wins. Well, Man United are a bit of a banter club now, but a win away at Manchester United, a win away at Fulham, and most recently in the week, they spanked Aston Villa 4-1 at Selhurst Park, and as you can see in that graphic as well, they knocked Doncaster out in the last round, but they played fringe players against Doncaster. I think they'll go as strong as possible tomorrow, and 4-1 in the week. Alex Neil was at that game, getting a scope of them. I think that was reported by Richard Cooley. So I don't know why he went back the next day and said, listen boys, it's going to be fucking tough this. And it is going to be tough. Getting into the Crystal Palace side, of course, Romain Esse joined them. I don't think that Esse will play the game in any part, any minutes at all. I think Crystal Palace will protect him. He'll not get abused, but he'll definitely get a mixed bag, and I just don't think that they will play him. He didn't get on the other day against Aston Villa. He's not been getting in the side, really. He comes on here and there, and I just think to protect him, Palace will not play him at all. I think they'll leave him on the bench. But they've got some very, very strong players. So how can we win the game? If you look at Palace's starting 11 there against what I potentially think our starting 11 could be on Saturday. Yeah, a little bit of analysis from me. I don't usually do these in previews, but I think that the only way to win this game listen, and of course I want us to win this game, but I'm being realistic and honest. We need massive performances from every single player, including the goalkeeper. That's why I'm hoping Liam Roberts will be in goal. We need him to perform like he did at Leeds. If you put Jensen in goal, I think that's going to make the back four nervous. I can just sense it. I can sense it when he's in goal. He's nervous. The back four are nervous. And I can just sense it. I think Roberts is commanding, he's vocal, he organises. So I think the massive performances across the pitch. As I said earlier, the Wes Harding thing is worrying me a little bit. Coops and Tanganga trying to keep Mateta quiet is also worrying me. They've got Eberici Eze as well in there, flying down whichever wing he'll be playing on the day. Of course, another ex-Millwall player. The midfield battle I've already explained, and we need to try and get things into Coburn. We need to try and score early, in my opinion. And then try and hold on. And again, it sounds like I'm talking us down. I'm just being realistic. We need to try and score early, have an electric start, make our set pieces count, and get in front, and then try and defend from the front, getting balls into Coburn, midfield backing him up. And you're gonna see Aziz and Nesley both do defensive work as well, which they've showed over the last couple of weeks. Femi Aziz especially, it is very, very capable of. The longer the game goes, unfortunately, the less chance I think we've got of winning it. If it goes to extra time, which I'm going to give you a prediction in a minute, if it goes to extra time, I think the Premier League level and the fitness could take over. So I don't think it will go as far as penalties. The only opportunity we got to win the game, in my opinion, is within 90 minutes. And if it goes beyond that, I don't think it will go as far as penalties. That's all I'm going to say. But it is time to move on and give you what I think the score is going to be. And so, this is your pre-match prediction, and here we fucking go. We're going to win the game by 1-0 and book a place in the FA Cup quarter-final. Take home the South London bragging rights with us as well. And I'm fucking going out if we win. Who's in? Let me know where you're going in the comments below. Yeah, 1-0 win. It's the only way, in my opinion, that we can win this football match. And it's going to be by 1-0 with an early goal. I'm going for Josh Coburn to start the game and get it. Historically, we do well at Palace. We've lost only once there since 1995. One defeat in our last 8 visits. I think that's 2002-ish. Danny Butterfield scored the free kick. I remember that game. So, the Lions in the crowd roaring us on. The players at their best and a really, really assured and tactical and strong performance from the team and the manager is going to see us walk away from Selhurst Park victorious. And so that's your lot for this extended FA Cup week preview show. I hope you've enjoyed it. The score predictions are out right now as well, so I'll link that in at the end of this video. And like I said earlier, I'll link in the video I did, the little teaser, tester, taster, to get you in the mood, wet the whistle if you will. And I will see you at Crystal Palace on Saturday. If you're going, please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.